Yesterday we arrived in Edinburgh and we spent the whole day today exploring. We're pretty tired, but we've just picked up our rental car and we are going on another Scottish road trip. This time we're driving for less than 45 minutes to go to an area known as Perthshire.
It's supposed to be incredibly beautiful.
Oh, excuse the bump, sorry.
Really amazing outdoor and scenery and greenery, and it's known for its landscapes, but we've got about 4 days worth of extreme travel planned. Lots of fun.
We have, I think, everything from safaris, including boat trips. We'll be meeting some red deer.
Yeah, we've got loads of food. One spot in particular is going to be in a big dome.
That's right. And then we're going to be going to, doing whiskey and chocolate tasting and visiting heaps of castles and gardens, all sorts of stuff.
What do you got?
Homemade scones from this morning. We've just arrived in Perth and we are staying at a place called the Townhouse. We just got greeted by our host David, who was so lovely. And
That's just so like Scottish people though.
We just vibe with Scottish people. I think that everyone around the world probably would, because they're just so welcoming and so friendly. And I mean, these just little things like this, just scones, fresh cream and jam and tea and
a beautiful room.
A beautiful room. The most Scottish beautiful room I have ever been in. Their bed looks so fluffy and so welcoming right now.
We've just come down for breakfast. There's amazing smells here because David, being up this morning, apparently made his very own croissants. He's made homemade fruit salad as well. And then we've just ordered some eggs Benedict.
Time you think you were popping out at?
We've just arrived in an area called Kinross, and we're going to be today heading over to an enormous loch. You say it better than I do.
So we're at Loch Leven at the moment and we're going to take a boat ride over to Loch Leven Castle. I think it's about 15 minutes to get over there. It looks a little bit windy outside, so it could be a cold ride.
They do sometimes cancel it, so we've had to check this morning to keep an eye on the the updates to see if the winds were too high. But I think we're going to get over there, and there's some more interesting story times about this castle in particular. But I feel like Scotland is the home of story times. The home of the yarn, almost, it should be called. She's a big boat.
It's so small. I don't know how we're all going to fit.
Yeah, this is our vessel. I think they serve iron brew.
I hope so.
In the very unlikely instance we do have an emergency, we have life jackets in the boxes. You will be glad and relieved to know we've never ever had to use them. So it will be a little bit choppier out there. You won't know it going out, but you may notice it coming back a bit. Oh yeah, cheers.
It's definitely colder now. We had to do a little bit of a run back to the car to get our puffer jackets and beanies. It's only a 15-minute, not even that really, probably only about 10-minute trip over on that. I was going to say the ferry. It's not really a ferry. It's just a small little boat. So this is the loch that we just came over on. Is the largest loch in lowland Scotland. It's 6 kilometres in distance, and it's huge. Absolutely enormous.
Good stats. I like it.
Great stats. And now we're inside the castle because we're trying to escape the winds a little bit.
Oh, it's very windy today. I don't know how this keeps happening to us, but literally everywhere we've been going, we always manage to find a tiny spiral staircase. So we're in the tower at the moment and we're going to go up
Let's do it.
the tiny staircase.
Is this one of the smaller?
No, it's not, I mean, it's pretty standard to what we know,
Oh yeah?
but it's wooden. Oh, it's just a short one.
That's what you
Take
get.
my own advice.
That's what you get for saying that.
Well, it's like a balcony. This looks quite new, doesn't it?
This is still in incredible condition, considering this is from like hundreds and hundreds of years ago, almost 1,000 years ago. This is
where she was.
This is all about the escape. So the story of the escape is about this lass here, who's Mary Queen of Scots, and I was thinking about it, it's almost like a movie.
It sounds like a movie.
The escape.
So she used to come here, and then the details to us are a little blurry, but eventually she got captured and imprisoned, and this tower was where she was kept
For a year.
for a year. So then there's this whole story about how she managed to escape.
She had the help of somebody else, and she got dressed in a maid's outfit.
Yeah.
He got into some sort of a disguise as well. They got all of the guards and everything drunk. And then there's a comment, apparently he had a handkerchief and he put it over the keys. Then they
Oh, is that how
collected
he
the
got them?
keys to help them escape. They pegged down all of the individual boats so that nobody could give chase. They threw the keys into the loch, which was found 300 years later. And then they basically got out the front door and
They
escaped.
just left, and then rode off on their horse on the other side.
I love that 300 years later somehow they found, and so this was 1567, so 300 years later they found the keys. Thanks so much. That was brilliant. I love there's all the sauces and cutlery and everything in here.
Oh, little pod.
This is great. Oh, it's so warm in here too.
That's very nice. There you go.
This is so brilliant.
We're at a place called Loch Leven Larder in the garden pod. It's actually an award-winning cafe, and when we walked in the front door, they've got this big food hall which you can buy lots of local produce, and it smelt so good. I scoped some broccoli chips with chili, which I really want to get
I
afterwards.
saw the salted caramel brownie.
Oh, Dane scoped out the caramel very quickly. We're going to be here for a little while, having some coffee, and we're also going to grab some lunch.
We're sitting on the loch.
And we are sitting on Loch Leven.
We did have to make a reservation so that you can come in here. It looks like there's
Two, a large and a small.
There's two different pods here. So we got the view of the loch out here, outdoor area. It's nice that I feel like we can be outside but not be
Cold.
in the wind. But the sun's out now, which is really nice to see. So we've got our own little door here that's like a perfect circle so that we can slide her on open. I'm trying to make this look easy, but it's got a little bit of weight to it actually. I've never seen something like this. It's such a cool concept. And now I'm outdoors. Wow, it's actually way colder out here.
Yeah, I can feel the
It's
cold
actually
coming in.
noticeable. Yeah.
Bye. Oh, this is where I live now.
I think we might have over-ordered here a little bit. we got the afternoon tea for 2, and there is so much food.
200.
We got ham sandwiches, sausage rolls, with egg sandwiches, salmon. And then we've got this entire structure here. Now all of a sudden we're having a high tea on the loch. We got scones and jam and cream and meringues, and strawberries. There's cakes. There was also a wasp in here, which is why if you just want to show this not looking so nice here, babe.
What's happened?
I was had to use the menu to try and get the wasp out. Otherwise, we'd just pray in here. And he's actually right there now trying to get back in. And I whacked the table a little bit.
I got my broccoli crisps. I actually got 2 bags because one's never enough. I got 1 chili, 1 sour cream and chive, but I'm not sure about them.
The spicy one is very spicy.
It's pretty much all you can taste is the spice. But it's 2 o'clock now. We needed some road trip snacks because we are going to be driving for about an hour and 40 something minutes to get to our next hotel.
Which looks...
It looks really beautiful.
It looks very special, this place. So the place that we're driving to is called Dunalister, and we know that part of their pitch is that it's about staying in nature. And I mean, look, turn the camera real quick. Look at this.
Wow.
And we knew that we were going to be, driving in nature, but we kind of assumed that it would be a couple of kilometers off a main road. But we've been driving for about 15 minutes through these beautiful landscapes, just absolutely green everywhere. We've got these mountains like this, and for us, it feels a lot like New Zealand. I feel like I'm home. Maybe that's one of the reasons why we love Scotland so much. It is just so green and it's so familiar, and it's absolutely beautiful. But I'm even more curious now to see what this accommodation is going to be like.